For many young offenders, juvenile detention is the first stop on a long
It costs
career
the taxpayer $240,000 a year to keep a young person
When you start to analyse the reasons why they're going in, a lot of those reasons can be addressed if we invest in development of those people and create meaningful
jobs. Without more funding
for
for support services, young people will continue to find themselves in detention.
My name's Ewan Gordon. I grew up in South Sydney area in a place called Waterloo. I was lucky enough to play footy for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and now I've come back around full circle and currently doing the Deadly Youth mentoring role here at South Cares.
South Cares developed the Deadly Youth mentoring program in response to a community need. So this program is for kids that are between 10 to 17 that are coming to the attention of the police, might be truanting school, might be, associating themselves with drug and alcohol, violence, or whatever it may be. And we've got a dedicated mentor who's a local, like from the community, and has grown up in the area, and probably experienced a lot of the struggles that the kids are going through. So it's more of an approach that the kids they're able to relate to the kids.
Patel and Noah and others. Gordon is there. Yulene Gordon came down with it. It was a clean catch. He was onside, and the Rabbitohs, they do hit straight back.
I grew up in the Waterloo area. I love footy, couldn't get enough of it. Went on to play South Sydney Rabbitohs, where I probably come in a bit too early for myself as an 18-year-old. All of a sudden I come from nothing, basically housing, to having all this money and not knowing what to do with it. So I was just drinking it, partying, not really thinking about being a first-grade footballer. And that had some effects on me. I lost contracts over it and just really didn't appreciate the opportunity that I had. I finished up with footy and I went on and got a trade as a plumber. It helped me focus a bit more on life, having 3 kids now, so it helped me, having the children, really open my eyes up to what is important, and that is building a future for myself and now my children. So part of that is giving back, and the program that we're doing is a big part of it. So being selfless and trying to give back more than I take.
So the uniqueness about this program is that it's an individualised approach. It's not a blanket approach program at all. What works for one kid's not necessarily going to work for the next. So one thing we do is identify the needs of that individual and set out an action plan in order to support that, with short-term goal setting as well as long-term goal setting, and also rewarding and recognition once they've met short-term goals.
So today we're on our way to pick up Jaden. It's one of the kids who was referred to us by the Bondi Centre. Jaden's currently going through a early drug psychosis rehab program, and they referred him to us. He comes from a pretty unstable home life where his mother's been a drug abuser as long as he remembers, which for a 16-year-old would be pretty daunting. And the fact that he's highly dosed on medication also, makes it hard to for him to do everyday things. Like getting up at a decent hour, attending appointments on time. It's a work in progress, but something I enjoy doing with Jaden. Oh, how you going?
Oh, hello.
I'm Yearling. Is Jaden in? I missed you the other week. Had a little bit of a panic attack. Where'd you go? Just your mates? Oh, that's all right. Yeah, each Wednesday I come along and pick Jaden up and take him for a physical activity, which I think for what he's doing is very important, for the simple fact that the physical exercise is something that we all need and enjoy. And I think he enjoys it as well, but also the social aspect, where he's able to get amongst other kids who are around the same age, going through the same problems, but yeah, we're able to have a bit of fun doing it, and I enjoy it. Yeah, actually missed him last week and had a bit of a panic attack, only to find out that he was actually spending time with a couple of other friends of his. So which I encourage too, because during his rehab program, there are other kids who are going through the same problems, but they come from different social groups. So I encourage him to spend a bit of time with his mates, and yeah, I think that's very healthy for him as well to come along as a young man. So one of the kids I work with is Caleb Ingray. He's from the Rabbitohs community. He's currently lives with his mother, who's a single parent and a victim of domestic abuse, and this is filtered down into Caleb's behaviours at school, which is demonstrated through being disruptive in class, violence towards other students. Another one of the kids I work with is Jara Mongta. He also resides in the Rabbitohs community. He has two parents, one who's terminally ill and the other parent's an alcoholic. So Jara's home life is very distractive, and I think he finds a lot of peace and quiet at school. So he's very intelligent, and sitting in class with him I can see that, but he becomes very disrupted when stuff at home isn't going too well. So I try and help him out every way I can when I'm in class with him. The whole process with Caleb and Jara kicked off with the Aboriginal Education Officer named Selena Brown at Rabbitohs Public. She gave me a referral, and the way I like to do the referrals is have a sit down with both the parents and discuss what the program's about, what some of the goals the boys would like to achieve, and we go through a plan, you know, what they hope to achieve during the program, and what outcomes they want, you know, for themselves and both the parents as well. Some of the challenges have been the attendance. So the boys obviously have disruptive home lives. One of the parents being an alcoholic, another one of the boys' parents being a single mother who's very shy and doesn't like to have too much interaction with men, and including myself, just through previous relationships and encounters. So yeah, that attendance and just communication through the parents has been very hard. We can do it next week, but you have to come to school. So obviously these boys are in primary school, so really putting the emphasis on education, because being so young, that is most important for them. But some of the challenges have been just being able to see them with organising times and dates for me to turn up and sit in class with them, and you know, go through their work and stuff. Something as simple as that, just due to the fact that the parents, you know, mightn't want to take them to school that day, or you know, there's no routine for them when it comes to school. It's just, do you feel like going to school today? Yep. The boys have been really good. Without them even knowing it, they're actually leaders within their own class. So when they're doing their work and yeah, on task, the rest of the class follows and everyone works really well. But when the boys are, you know, disrupted and not feeling like they want to do work, the whole class tends to feed off that negative energy. So when they're really doing well, the class goes well. So they're little leaders without even realising it. They've been really good with me. They listen real well, you know. Obviously the breeding of South Sydney plays a big part in it, but you know, the way I talk to them is, you know, very, very straightforward. I don't try and, you know, be anything else. I'll just be up front with them, even though they're young boys. They respond really well to that, and yeah, they've been really good to work with. Yep. So wait.
Carbon dioxide.
See?
Sentences that talk
Yep.
about carbon dioxide.
There you go. So that will be the first one. You just read through and make sure. Yeah, read the this is what you gotta do. You gotta read that. So read that so you know what the words are first. Okay? Yeah, that's what it's telling you what it is. That's photo,
synthesis, and that tells you what. Yeah, so today I come to class and sat in with Jara and Caleb, just sat in with the boys, they're two of the kids in the program, and yeah, done some schoolwork with them, and yeah, just seeing them in the classroom environment and see how the boys behave. And yeah, try and make it a weekly thing with them, and you know, if they keep up their end of the bargain, there's obviously rewards, and we go on outings, which I enjoy as much as they do. So what this one wants you to do is introduce the whole paragraph. So. Yeah.